Now let's take a look at the sequel. A sequel of what? A sequel to this, KAIRAKU Chikan harem. Just like this first victim, none of the characters have names. Only one chick will get to ride the pipe, and she isn't it. She only gets to enjoy the fingers. Next is this one. She also gets to enjoy the fingers, but she is a hard nut to crack. This is the one that will enjoy everything. The fingers, she's gonna clean and ride the pipe. Lastly, it's this chick, but since she only appears in the last few seconds of the episode, we don't see much, but I assume she will get the fingers, like the first chick. Unlike its prequel, TSUUKIN Chikan Chikan de Go actually doesn't even bother with a story. It basically knows what it wants to be and it delivers. It's just about a dude that brings women pleasure while riding the train, or in other words, Chikan. And hey, if you wanna see some action, then the characters don't talk much either. Only this chick has something more to tell. Basically, she wants to be protected by a man on her ride towards Shizuoka. Yes, very interesting indeed, yeah. That certainly tells so much about her, yeah. What matters is the action. It's actually good. At least way better than its prequel. Here we get action with 3 chicks this time around. Well, okay, actually 4, but the last one was so short I will not even count her. And they even look quite good. One dresses like she's for the streets, one dresses like a businesswoman, and one has a Chinese-like dress on. Reminded me of Sampu for some reason. Whatever. Now all the action takes place in a train, and because of that, there is some real risque shit going on here. But don't worry, our hero is quite experienced. The only chick that actually gives him a challenge is the businesswoman. Actually, some old fart was touching her prior to our hero, but seemingly he was so bad that our hero had to rescue her, in quotations of course, so that he could touch her himself. But he did not impress her at all that much either. However, she was willing to teach him a thing or two. Did she? I guess she did, but we never saw anything since the next scene cuts to our hero being outside the train. And he seems to be pissed off for some reason. Maybe he is not as good as he thought he would be. But hey, he still is not out of a job. Because this chick will ride his pipe later on. So maybe he learned something from that businesswoman? Who knows? Now the touching and piping. Everything was nicely done actually. Sure, some repeated scenes are present as well, animation mistakes, but it's still better than what the prequel presented. And the prequel was released 2 months before this one, so major improvement. The chicks look quite nice as well, especially the one with the Chinese dress. But the point of a Chikan style hentai is to touch and pipe around with nobody noticing it. And yes, the train was full for the most part, but the touching seemed a bit too noticeable, meaning that passengers on the train would notice something going on for sure, unless they just ignored it altogether, who knows. And while the pipe cleaning the Chinese chick did was well hidden actually, the pipe riding sadly was not. Sure, at that point in time the train was not as full, but still, there were passengers present. At least one would notice the chick moving up and down, or even our main hero facing the window and moving around. But hey, it still was fun to watch overall.